following four ways here. I'll just write the ways over there. Four ways in which the energy can be transferred. Okay, so I'll just write following are the four waves in which or through which energy can be transferred. Okay,
Okay.
now I'll just tell you what are those four ways in which the energy can be transferred. Number one is mechanically. Energy can be transferred mechanically. Second one is electrically. Third one is by radiation. Okay, by radiation. And the fourth one is by heating. All right. What are the four methods? Tell me.
Mechanically, electrically, by heated, and what was the last one?
By radiation.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, by radiation. Now, what exactly these are? So quickly, let's also understand what these are. So mechanically, how do you transfer energy? That is by the action of force. Okay, that is by the action of force. Electrically, how do you transfer energy? This is again, they don't have, any other description, but you can only transfer them electrically by the means of, the carriers. We're talking about the charge carriers that, you know, by radiation and by heating. Okay, these are the four ways. All right, Mahi?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you mechanically transfer the energy? That is by the action of force. Okay, when we are applying force, doing mechanical things, mechanical in the sense that involves your muscle activity also.
Yeah.
All right. So by the action of force, this is all you have to remember. If it is mechanically, it is just by the action of force. Electrically, there's no other thing than, electrically you're converting energy. Now, what do you mean by electrically? It is basically like the charge. It's the charge carriers. Okay, now charge carriers. I don't know if you would understand, but then see, the reason why do we get electricity is because the charge carriers, okay, the electrons, they move inside or the circuit, okay, the negatively charged electrons, they move inside the circuit, and that's the reason we get the electricity. All right.
Okay.
Now there's a lot to it. Okay, this is not so simple to understand. There's a lot to it, but just to, simply understand, you can just keep this in mind, like it's basically due to the charge carriers. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now the next one is like by radiation. So radiation means what? By the light waves or sound waves.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last one, that's by heating. So that is by conduction, convection, or by radiation. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the four ways in which the energy can be transferred from one to another. All right.
Yeah.
In this in your book. Till then, I'll just show you something else. The list of different types of energy. Okay, can you just read all the different kinds of energy quickly,
Yeah.
starting from electrical? Just read it quickly.
Okay.
Electrical energy, aloud, read the
Light,
aloud.
green energy, wave energy, heat energy,
Mm.
hydro, uh,
Hydroelectric.
electric energy,
Mm.
the solar energy, wind energy, nuclear energy, tidal energy, biomass energy, kinetic energy, geothermal energy.
Okay, so these are like the different forms of energy that we can study about. All right, but the two main types of energy is the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the first one, and then you have the second one as the potential energy. All right. Hello,
Yeah.
Maahi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what is this? Uh, now, though were talking about, or though we just, though we have so many different types of energy over here, if we have to classify energy, okay, they can be classified only in two types. What are those two types? One is
Kinetic and potential, what you said.
wonderful. Yes, one is kinetic energy and the other one is the potential energy. So like half of them or few of them can come under the kinetic energy and other few of them can come under the potential energy. That is how it is basically. Okay. So
Yeah.
when you're dealing with each of them, you will understand it's what kind of energy. It can be classified under what, like either potential or either kinetic. Are you understanding?
Yeah.
Yeah, now let us just see what exactly is this kinetic energy. So if I have to just talk about, okay, so if I have to just talk about in a single statement about kinetic energy, so I can just say that kinetic energy is basically the energy that is associated, okay, associated with the object's motion. Okay, if there is any object that is in motion, all those objects will have or will possess the kinetic energy. All right.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if there is an object that is in the rest position at a certain height, okay, at a certain height or on the surface of the ground, all right. So that object will always possess what kind of energy? Potential energy. Are you understanding?
Yeah. Okay.
What did I? So what did I tell? What
Shri,
did I say?
can you explain again?
Kinetic energy. Okay, kinetic energy can be written in this form also, like Ke. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
kinetic energy is the energy that is associated, okay, with the object's motion. Are you understanding this one? That
Yeah.
means all the moving object will have kinetic energy. Okay, all the moving objects will possess what kind of energy? Kinetic energy.
Yeah.
Are you understanding? On the other hand, when we're talking about the potential energy, just like the kinetic energy, can be represented by PE. Okay,
Okay.
so what is potential energy? I just told you potential energy.
Like, what is potential energy?
Yes, I'll just tell you. So potential energy is basically Potential energy is the energy stored, okay, in an object or system of objects. Are you understanding?
Yeah.
Okay, so potential energy is the energy that is possessed by every object that is in the rest position.
Yeah.
Are you understanding this one?
Yeah.
So tell me, what is kinetic energy and what is potential energy?
Okay, so kinetic energy is like
Hmm.
associated when the objects are moving,
Mm-hmm.
and then potential energy is when uh no, I know it, I know it.
Yes. So tell me.
Mm,
Think and tell me.
is when sorry,
Think and tell me.
like
If
the
kinetic energy is the energy of all the object that is in motion, what will be potential energy? It would just be the opposite of it, right? So
yeah, so the one that's stationary, like still.
you cannot see stationary. Okay, you can say that, but then the ideal word is like when the object is, you know, what? At rest. All right?
At rest, okay.
Okay, when it is not moving. So what basically happens is when an object is starting from the rest, okay, when the object is starting from the rest position to the motion position, or into the, when it is changing its state from the rest to motion, the potential energy gets converted to kinetic energy.
Yeah.
Okay, when an object is changing the state of position, like from the rest position to the motion. Okay, what happens is the potential energy basically gets transformed, okay, or gets converted to the kinetic energy.
Okay.
Okay, are you understanding?
Yeah.